Good morning, everyone. Happy Friday. It's Friday and the moon is in Sagittarius. Could things be any better? I don't know. I don't think so. Good morning, Mr. Aragon 131. It's 31 degrees and snowing in Riverside Park. Yikes. Oh boy. Yeah. I'm actually really looking forward to the summertime. I just realized that today. I'm like, I can't wait for summer or spring. But yeah, I hope you're keeping warm, Mr. Aragon 131. Yeah, it's warming up a little bit in Los Angeles. Let me see here. It will be today a high of 74 degrees and a low of 50, and there's a wind advisory. So, yeah, the mornings here in LA are pretty cold, and then it warms up, and then it gets cold again. So it's a little bit schizophrenic. Those fat flakes and melt instantly. Is it snowing too? Oh, you said it's snowing. Yeah. Oh boy, snow. Well, that's cool. I hope you're having a really great day, and it's good that you're not having to shovel. Good morning, Sin Bagley. Nice to see you. Las Vegas was cold this morning when I took out the garbage, so in a sweater, but it'll get a lot warmer this afternoon. Same here with Los Angeles. Yeah. Yeah, our weather is very similar, Sin. Our weather is very similar. You and I, we handle the same kind of weather. Oh, where are you? Where are you, John? Supposed to get in the high 50s? High 50s could be good, you know. It's good hoodie weather, the 50s. Yeah. So I hope you guys are having a great day so far. Happy Friday. Lots of really cool stuff going on today and this weekend. Do not forget that today is National Rubber Ducky Day. So be sure to enjoy your rubber duckies and maybe take a bath, have fun with your rubber duckies. And you don't even need to actually be in the bathtub because, look, this chick over here, she's not in the bathtub and she's still enjoying her rubber duckies. It could be a thing. I don't know, but she looks like she's having a ball. Oh, okay. So you're in the deep south. That's okay. And you said it was the high 50s in the deep south. Your birthday is January 30th, Mr. Aragon 131? Oh boy. You know who else's birthday it is? Well, I'll tell you later on in our forecast. Some actor. You know what actor? You'll know in about, 5 minutes. There's a lot of people who are born on January 30th, but happy birthday. You'll have a really great solar return. Be sure to listen to the aspects that we're talking about on the 30th, because that will be relevant to your solar return, which is pretty cool. Yeah. Oh, really? Rubber Ducky, sing about rubber. Is it Rubber Ducky? You're the one. You make bath time lots of fun. That's what I always sing whenever I'm in the bathtub with my rubber ducky, or rubber duckies. Although I don't have as many as this chick. One day I might do that. So it is the waning moon today. So we have only a few days left, folks, of this letting go of shit you don't need energy before your new moon in Aquarius, Monday or Tuesday, depending on where you are. For Sin Bagley and I get the Aquarius new moon at 9:45 p.m. on Monday. Whereas if you're on the East Coast, like Mr. Aragon 131, it will be at 12:45 a.m. Oh, thank you very much. I appreciate that, Carrie McKim. Yeah, it was a wonderful birthday. I really enjoyed it, and I appreciate everybody's happy birthday wishes. They certainly added to it. He changed the words to rubber ducky. I don't know. I don't know the dirty version. Sin, next time I see you on a chat or whatever video, you got to give me, maybe we can make it really quiet so we don't offend people, but I'd love to hear the Randy version of Rubber Ducky. That'll make my bath time even more fun. Today is Venus's day, folks, so be sure to spread the love, spread as much love as possible. All energy at its basis is love, remember? So if you want to really be linked up with source and you want to have as much energy and you want to make whatever you do better, and more effective. Do it with love. Spread as much love as possible on Venus's day. And it's a Sagittarius moon, which is such a wonderful moon. And it has nothing to do with me having a lot of Sagittarius in my chart. I swear it has nothing to do with that. But it's a Sagittarius moon, which is so great for laughing. I think that's the number one thing. It's great for learning. It's great for going on an adventure. It's great for exploring. It's great for broadening your horizons and expanding your mind. Good morning, Fran. Nice to see you. So yeah, we have a wonderful Sagittarius moon, which is good for travel, study, exercise, adventure, spontaneity, publishing, broadcasting, sports, games, and gambling. You can be very lucky under a Sag moon. And if you have a lot of Sag in your chart, well, you are probably very, very lucky. Additionally, today, we have Mercury retrograde conjuncting Pluto. Yeah, this is Charles Baudelaire, a French poet who is said to be the godfather of goth. He wrote a book called Fleurs de Mal, translated as the Flowers of Evil. And he essentially believed that beauty and evil were inextricable, that they were completely linked. He was an Aries, and if you notice over here, he's quite glum, quite morose. I think some girl really hurt him. He's an Aries, so of course we're never going to know what he did to her first, but he's really milking it. If you notice, he looks quite grim, as if somebody left his cake out in the rain. But yeah, that's Baudelaire, and he was quite dark. Quite a good poet, though. And like him, who had this aspect, we will have this aspect today. We have this aspect today. It adds depth and intensity, making it a good time to get to the bottom of things. He was very dramatic, and I really do. I want to know exactly what he did to her to get her to hurt him, because that's what Aries do. No offense, but yeah, they do something wrong or something that's inconsiderate, and then you call them on it, and then all of a sudden they play the victim, and then you're feeling bad. It's a really good gift. I don't see well, I guess women do it too. I see it more with men, Aries men. But yeah, he's very dramatic, clearly. Oh, Sonia, nice to see you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Sonia had a birthday right after my birthday. My birthday is on the 25th, like Alicia Keys. Just going to say, and Virginia Woolf. And Sonia, you had your birthday the day after. So I hope you had a really, really great birthday. Ooh, is it our birthday weekend? Sonia, can we make it our birthday weekend? Because I would think that like last weekend was our birthday weekend, but I'm keen on celebrating this weekend too. So maybe that's the case. So yeah, we have this wonderful aspect today. Well, I don't know. I'm being a little bit too optimistic due to the Sagittarius moon. It's not a wonderful aspect, but it's a good one to get to the bottom of things. You might find yourself uncovering secrets through study, research, or probing questions. Self-analysis is really favored under this transit, and it's really good to, really dig deep and understand your psychology. Understand your psychology before your new moon in Aquarius on Monday/Tuesday. Go to Vegas, birthday weekend. Well, you know what? I probably would like that idea, except the moon is going to be entering Capricorn by the time I would get to Vegas. There's going to be a Capricorn tomorrow, which we're going to talk about. But Sagittarius moon, if it's Sagittarius moon weekend, I might consider it. It's true. Yeah. So you could go through some self-analysis, revealing things about yourself, why you do the things you do, and why you get yourself involved in certain things, or what beliefs that you might have that are keeping you from achieving your goals. So that's a really cool thing with this aspect. It will intensify our minds, Mercury's conjunction to Pluto. So you may want to lighten up a little bit today if you find yourself being too intense. And when you're dealing with other people, be sure to use a soft touch. Mercury is communication, and Pluto is the darkness, the underworld. So, sometimes a cigar is just a cigar. Sometimes people are not out to get you, believe it or not. I think that yeah, this aspect can make us rather paranoid. What was that quote? I think it was Kurt Cobain who said, just because you're paranoid doesn't mean people are not plotting against you or something like that. Additionally, please, folks, do me a favor and like this video and subscribe to my channel if you have not already. That would be sweet. That would be sweet. And then tomorrow, Saturday, January 29th, well, this is good, folks. This is good. Venus will be waking up from her slumber. Venus will go direct on January 29th, Saturday, which is great. Do keep in mind it will be in its shadow period until March 1st. But this Venus retrograde was really, really helpful because when all these planets go retrograde, it helps us slow down and determine what's up. And really determining with Venus what it is that we value, what it is that we love, how we love, what we love, why we love. And it really gives us an opportunity to determine what we really value. Venus is about values. And sometimes because an object in motion likes to stay in motion, we sometimes keep going after the same things, or we get involved in our ruts or our routines, and we might be going after things that no longer are relevant. So Venus retrograde slows things down, and it really brings things to a head. So if you're having issues in like your relationship, or things are, challenging financially, or you just want more comfort in your life, etc., Venus's retrograde gives us the opportunity to slow things down and really see what it is that we value and how we want to love, etc. So that's great. Good morning, Stone Enchantress. Nice to see you. So yeah, Venus will be direct come tomorrow, which is great. It's also Saturn's day on Saturday, which is going to give us a double whammy of Saturn energy. Saturn is the planet of discipline, restriction, and responsibility. So you may want to get your ducks in a row, at least early in the day. And then maybe you go out and you have fun. Maybe you go out and play afterwards. But yeah, not only is it Saturn's day, but the moon will be in Capricorn come 4:08 a.m. EST, which should be great. I cannot believe you have a daughter who is 26. You look so young to have a daughter who's 26. So that's great. And it will be her birthday. So it will be an interesting year for her. I don't know exactly when, because the solar return that we have, sometimes it's the day before your birthday, sometimes the day after. It really depends on what time you're born. For your Saturday, excuse me, Capricorn keywords and phrases include achievement, ambition, status, business, career, pessimism. Capricorn sort of straddle that line between being, I'm a realist, when really sometimes they might be pessimistic. Cautious, responsible, and goal-oriented. And this is great. I think it's cool to have this Capricorn moon before our Aquarius new moon, because it's going to help us get our lives in order and really determine things. And also this new moon, it's conjunct Saturn. So it is going to be important to embody Saturnian aspects like discipline, grit, responsibility, and structure. That's really key. Oh, you have a daughter who'll be 32. Oh my goodness. Wow. Well, you look phenomenal. You look phenomenal. Whatever you're doing, keep it up. So yeah, we have this wonderful Capricorn. Well, I won't call Capricorn moon wonderful, to be honest with you. We have this wonderful Venus direct, though. I don't know. Capricorn is good for creating order and structure, and it's also good for humor and being dependable and responsible and lots of other good things. So enjoy your Capricorn moon. Get your ducks in a row on Saturday. And on Sunday is Mr. Aragon 131's birthday. Yay! It's also Christian Bale's birthday. And yeah, Christian Bale's such a great actor. Oh yeah. Yeah, it certainly does. Excuse me. Affect money. Venus rules money as well as love. It's kind of funny. We don't always think of Venus in terms of money, but yep, it rules money as well. So yeah, it's you probably did go through something because of the retrograde. Well, what was it? Oh yeah, Saturday. Come Saturday, Venus will be direct. It'll be out of its shadow come March 1st, but you should start feeling things better around money. Things should be better. Oh yeah, Olivia Coleman. I did not know that. That's really cool. So yeah, this will be Christian Bale's birthday. I actually had to phone a friend. I found this. I'll let you see this. Look at that. That is dedication, folks. That is dedication. This Christian Bale guy, he must have gone up and down like 30, more than 30. But I had to phone a friend to find out what movies these were. The first one I know is The Machinist. Look how skinny. He must have been starving. I don't know what the second movie is. My friend thought it was Out of the Furnace, but the pictures don't match up. The third is The Fighter, which I did not see. And the fourth is Vice. And I think also he was an American. What was the other one? Oh, the one with Jennifer Lawrence. 70s. Anyway, he was in that. He's really great. You met him. He was funny and sweet. Well, he's an Aquarius. I mean, obviously, he's going to be funny and sweet. Thank you very much, Terry Mitchell. I do appreciate that. Yeah, check out the replay from that. It is so hard on the body. I agree. I don't know how he does it, but he's dedicated. We should run his chart at some point. Oh, you're right. Thank you. The second is probably Batman. You're right. That makes sense. He has the Batman haircut. But he's great. I like Christian Bale a lot. My favorite Christian Bale, of course, is American Psycho. Great lines. It was just brilliant. And Bret Easton Ellis is to thank for that, who wrote the book originally, which is such a well-written book. Yep, I think you're right. This second one is from Batman, which I haven't seen either. Additionally, on Sunday, we have it the Sun's Day. So be sure to celebrate being alive. And we have the Capricorn moon right before the new moon. The Capricorn moon is great for creating structure, order, eating your frogs, those things that you don't want to do, but you got to do, and tending to responsibilities, working hard, keeping your humor, and considering your contribution. What are you giving to society? What will be your legacy? Capricorn is very much serious, right, and somber. So there is that concept of like, okay, well, what am I going to leave behind when I die? It's kind of macabre to think about that, but it might be wise to. It just gives you more of like the guiding light, guiding star. Additionally, on Sunday, you have the sun making a square to Uranus. And James Taylor had this in his chart, so obviously it's not that bad. This aspect could lead to a brand new path that opens up more possibilities. So keep that in mind. If your birthday, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, Mr. Aragon, is on Sunday, well, you will experience this transit as a theme for the entire year. So you will be open-minded and flexible, and we all will be actually on Sunday. Well, we won't be necessarily. Let me scratch that. We're not going to be open-minded and flexible necessarily. However, we ought to be, because we may feel tense, uncertain, or anxious with this. You want to find a healthy release for your tension on Sunday as to avoid abrupt or unpredictable behavior. Be sure to diffuse arguments as well, as arguments could lead to a loss of face or unexpected consequences. And that is even further emphasized because of Mercury and Venus both being, well, Venus is not technically retrograde, but it's still slow, but Mercury still is. So with Venus still in its shadow on Sunday and Mercury still retrograde, definitely, when in doubt, leave it out. Leave it out when in doubt. Let me see. Oh, yeah. Oh, you did? You got hit with Venus and Mercury retrograde because, yeah, Mercury rules your chart. You're a Gemini rising. Yeah, not easy for those who are Mercury ruled under Mercury retrograde, unless you were born under Mercury retrograde. Then it's a completely different story. So yeah, we have this aspect on Sunday, and really squares make shit happen. So do whatever it is that you can to just roll with the punches and say, okay, well, maybe this needs to switch. Maybe this needs to change. Is this a bad time to reach out to a family member? I still haven't made up with my mom. Sorry to hear that. We had a huge break. You know, I think because of retrogrades, it is the time of reestablishing or redoing things, right? So I don't think there's ever a bad time to extend an olive branch. I don't think that. I think if you're feeling intuitively that it's going to make your heart feel better to reach out, that you should do so. And it is Venus's day. It is Friday, so it's all about love. With Venus ruling Friday, there is a lot more love energy in the air than other days of the week. So I would reach out to her. Definitely reach out to your mom. Why not? I think that anytime that you feel compelled to do something and move forward with your heart, you are doing the right thing. Whenever you use your heart, you are on the right track. So good luck with that. Spell casting, I would do your spell casting on Monday with your new moon, or Tuesday with your new moon. Yeah. Phil Collins. Oh, you do? Why? How is Phil Collins? And I missed what's going. Oh, I get it now. Yes, they were born on January 30th. That's right. I forgot. Phil Collins is great. Yeah. So yeah, we have this aspect on Sunday. You might want to write his reign. I would really reach out to mom today as opposed to Sunday, just because with the sun square to Uranus, it's a little electric. And I would also do it, if you can do it, I would do it today with the moon in Sagittarius as opposed to the moon in Capricorn. Because with Capricorn, there's a certain level of rigidity as opposed to Sagittarius. Like Sagittarius doesn't hold grudges. I mean, they might not ever speak to you ever again, but they don't hold grudges. Also, on Monday, if you are on the Pacific Coast, or Tuesday, if you're on the East Coast, we have a new moon in Aquarius. Yeah. And I have horoscopes for you guys. Be sure to check the description to find out what your horoscope is. I don't know if we're going to have aliens. I don't think we're going to meet aliens, but Aquarius is like the alien of the zodiac. Like you zig, they zag. They're completely different and strange. So, because Aquarius is also ruled by Uranus, Uranus is a higher octave of Mercury, the planet of communication. So Aquarians being ruled by Uranus, they are linked up with higher intelligence, perhaps from the aliens, if not the divine. So we all, because the sun and moon are in Aquarius, and this new moon is also making a square to Uranus, Aquarius's ruler, we are all going to be more likely to receive downloads, galactic downloads. You might find yourself getting flashes of insight or having dreams that are very, very telling. And it's an upgrade. We're going to be experiencing a higher ground. So be sure to read your horoscope to find out what is going on in your chart. Find out where 12 degrees is, because that'll be exact. But you can also eyeball it with the horoscopes that are in the description below. Yeah. Oh, you're so welcome. You've been called a weirdo your whole life? Well, that's very Aquarius. Oh, you're an Aquarius too? Nobody understands you? Well, we understand you here. We get it. We get it. We get it. Additionally, if you're around Monday, I have a locals event, and that is in my description below too. My locals, it's like a little community. It's $5 measly a month to join my community, and every month I do something special. Sometimes I'll do a video for special tarot scopes, but most of the time I do workshops or like webinars in which we talk about how to make your dreams come true. I think it was last month we did a vision board workshop. This month, and it's a day earlier. that we're going to be doing a new moon. Yeah, sorry, Mercury retrograde. I can't speak. So I do an event with my locals every single month. This month, it will actually be a day earlier. My locals event for February will be on January 31st, Monday at 9 Eastern. Please join me. Just join my locals if you're not a member already. Every single month with my locals, I do something to empower, inspire, and entertain you, and it's a lot of fun. Oh, hey, Jamie. Nice to see you. You are so late. Oh, my goodness. What kind of Capricorn are you? I'm just kidding. I appreciate you showing up. We have some really cool stuff going on today. So, yeah. So join my locals if you're not already a member. And if you are a member, I will see you Monday night. We're going to do a really, really cool workshop in terms of how to make a wish list, which is perfect. It's going to be great. Additionally, Jamie, I took your suggestion, and we're going to be looking at the astrological charts briefly of John Denver and Denzel, 2 Capricorns, and it's really perfect because we will have a Capricorn moon weekend. And let's talk a little bit about these guys' charts. First, John Denver. So the first thing that I look at when I'm doing a chart is the rising sign, if we have the time of birth, and his rising is at Gemini at 10 degrees. So then we say, okay, what is the ruler of Gemini? It's Mercury, and his Mercury is retrograde in the 8th house in Capricorn at 24 degrees. So this 24-degree Mercury Capricorn is sort of like the boss. It likes to boss everybody around in this chart. So we go around the chart and say, okay, well, what is this Mercury at 24-degree Capricorn doing? And we go around. So first with Saturn, it's making a awkward quincunx, an awkward 150-degree angle, which requires an adjustment. Requires an adjustment, especially pertaining to boundaries, which is 8th house, and his self-assertion. So it's interesting. This is a very, very tough chart for the owner of it. So there's a tremendous amount of quincunxes and issues. So yeah, first we have that. So that Mercury also is making a wonderful sextile actually to Venus. So there's a link between his 8th house Mercury in Capricorn and his 6th house Venus in Scorpio. They're sextiling each other. So it makes a lot of sense that he could get really deep 8th house and put it toward his work, which is also really deep with the Scorpio. And that Venus in Scorpio also really plays well with that Mercury that is in the 8th house, because the 8th house is ruled by the sign of Scorpio. So yeah, we have that going on in his chart. Meanwhile, he does have his North Node conjunct Pluto. So Pluto is about death and transformation and power. And really, it's in the 3rd house. So it's interesting that he had a career in which was, somewhat, light. Although I guess it's not, because it is Leo, and Leo is rather light. But his destiny is really about transformation and really getting to the bottom of things, very Plutonian. So, yeah, it does make sense that there was, obviously, an accident that he had due to North Node being conjunct Pluto. Whenever you have Pluto conjunct the North Node, there's a certain level of drama. Yes, I believe he was. Yep, he was born in Roswell. Yeah, that is the case. Additionally, what's really interesting with this chart is that Sun in Capricorn at 9 degrees makes other quincunxes with his Mars conjunct Uranus in Gemini, which are in his 12th house. So essentially, let's first look at this. Mars conjunct Uranus. Mars is like fire, right? And Uranus is unforeseen upsets and catastrophes. So that could definitely be an explosion. But what's interesting is that it's locked up in his 12th house. So the 12th house is your subconscious. It is where, your past lives, it could also be what your mother was experiencing when you were in the womb. If, let's just say, that's the case in this chart, that Mars and Uranus were conjunct in his 12th house, if this was reminiscent of what his mother was experiencing while she was going through trauma, that's Uranus, which rules mental trauma, and Mars. So there may have been some kind of accident around his mother when she was pregnant with him. It could be that, or it could be a past life thing. But essentially, in his subconscious, you have Mars, which is war, fire, explosion, and catastrophe, or trauma, or mental trauma, Uranus, together. So it's interesting. Whatever happens in our lives takes place in our psyche first. So there was always this underlying sense of Mars conjunct Uranus within John Denver's psyche, which perhaps resulted in his plane crash. I didn't run his transits. However, when we look at this, I think that, yeah, so this Mars conjunct Uranus that is locked up in his 12th house of the subconscious. I mean, Mars conjunct Uranus is an explosion, especially in Gemini, because it's, an air sign, sky. So that's where I would see it in his chart. Also, I would say that, again, this North Node is conjunct Pluto, which is about death and rebirth. So there's a certain level of intensity that he has in this chart. So yeah, I think that it is in his chart. He also has his sun as well as Mercury in the 8th house, which again, this 8th house is very, very intense, and it's making a whole bunch of rough aspects. I mean, even that sun in Capricorn is making awkward quincunx with his North Node and his Pluto, requiring a level of adjustment. That moon in Pisces is making an awkward square to his rising sign. And also, although the orb is wide, it is making a nice aspect, as a wide orb. It is making a sextile to his sun. So there's a nice flow of energy between his emotions and his ego, his self-expression. Oh, interesting. He was a military brat, and his father was an Air Force pilot, moved a lot before he was born. Thank you. That's so good to know. So military brat, let's look at dad. Well, dad in the chart could be considered the sun. The sun's really strong. Saturn also could be father, and he had Saturn in his first house. So there's definitely a strong aspect of responsibility. But what's interesting is that his Saturn was retrograde. So whenever Saturn is retrograde in your chart, your father was either absent or most of the time what it is that your father's plans for you do not jibe with what you want for yourself. So you're having to sort of direct your own course. It's almost like, say you're an artist, for instance, and you're like, all I want to do is paint pictures all day or sing songs or write stories or whatever. With Saturn retrograde in your chart, your father might be like, no, you have to be a doctor because all of our family are doctors. All of the males in our family are doctors. So you have to sort of make an adjustment. And Saturn being the first planet in his chart, that's the first energy that he encountered in his life. So yeah, we have that Saturn there. I think that North Node conjunct Pluto, again, there must have been some kind of direction about death, if his dad had that energy around him. Yeah, really interesting. He loved his music, but felt torn between it, his record label obligations and charities. Interesting. Yeah, definitely torn. We do notice here, smack dab in the middle of the chart, this huge triangle, right? So this is called a grand trine. So it's an equilateral triangle, the big one, and it's made up of these wonderful trines. So Mars and Uranus at 5 degrees Gemini connect with his beautiful Neptune in Libra as well as his south node. So whenever you have a trine in your chart, in astrology, we say you got to mind the trine, because when you have a trine, you have a lot of accessible energy with whatever element the trine is in. So when you have an air trine, you have a tremendous amount of air energy, tremendous amount of intellectual power, and it comes so easy to you that you might not utilize it. So I don't know if he wrote his songs, but it's probably highly likely. Very intellectual person. And again, it could have been a matter if he had that trine, it could be possible that he thought about the things that could go wrong on that plane ride and he manifested them. Again, it's like, especially with air, our thoughts, they're like a sword. They could cut both ways. But with a trine in his chart, he was incredibly intellectual. Very, very interesting. Well, yeah, you can run your chart. Most of them online should show you whether or not it was retrograde. I would just type in, if you don't want to get a reading by an astrologer like myself, you can always just Google free astrology chart and then pop in your information, including your time of birth. Although you don't even need your time of birth to determine whether or not Saturn was retrograde when you were born. But yeah, so that is a little bit about John Denver. He was a great guy. It's a shame that he had to leave us so soon. So soon. And then we have Denzel. And I got to say, Denzel is just great. He is such a Capricorn. You may want to even check out online his speeches that he's given to colleges. What is it called when you have a speaker at a college at like your commencement or graduation? But he gives some really, really good advice. And it's so much an aspect of his chart too. What a great chart. What a great speaker. He said in one of his videos that something along the lines of, you'll never find a U-Haul behind a hearse, which essentially a hearse is, the vehicle that is associated with death, like, funerals and wakes and stuff like that. And you'll never find a U-Haul behind it. And his point was that you do not get to take your talents or your gifts or your abilities with you. You're not going to take them with you when you die. Thus, you'll never find a U-Haul behind a hearse. This is what he said in one of his speeches, and it makes perfect sense. So whatever it is that you have, whatever gifts you have, it's a matter of sharing them and letting them go. He also mentioned in one of his speeches the idea of like, pretend that all your gifts when you die, that they all are personified into ghosts, and they are asking you when you're gone, when you're in spirit, why didn't you utilize me? Why didn't you you were given me? Why didn't you take advantage? Why didn't you express this? So, his speeches are very inspiring. They're very much about, making sure that you're doing something. He also said that when he was studying, right, his profession, he was like, people all told him like, oh, make sure you have, something to fall back on. And he was like, I don't want to do that. Like, it didn't make sense to him, even though he's a Capricorn. And he said, I would rather fall forward. So yeah, check out his speeches. He's really a brilliant guy. So he has a Libra rising, which accounts probably for, his amazingly good looks. And with that Libra rising, Venus is the ruler of his chart. So that Venus at 23 degrees Scorpio is sort of like bossing everyone around, right? So let's look at what that Venus does at 23 degrees, right? That 23 degrees Scorpio Venus, when we go around, well, first thing that we notice is that it makes a nice sextile with his Chiron at 27 degrees Capricorn. So there's a nice flow of energy there between Venus and his woundedness. So not only does that make the woundedness easier, because Venus makes things easier, but he's able to actually express it. He's actually able to utilize that woundedness and express it through his voice, which is a second house thing, and also do something to make it real and to make it practical, because it is pretty close to Saturn. That 23 degree Scorpio Venus as well, it's really wide, but one might say, I think it's too wide for my money, but some could say that Venus at 23 degrees Scorpio makes a wonderful trine to Mars, which would make sense because there's a lot of really great energy between his work, sixth house, and how he expresses himself and how he makes his money with Venus in the second. So there's that. But most important is Venus at 23 degrees Scorpio makes a really great trine to his his Jupiter and his Uranus in his 10th house of profession. So the second house and the 10th house are both earthy houses. So the second house is how you make your money, how you express yourself, your talent. And the 10th house is your reputation, your career, your honors. So look at that. That Venus is flowing amazing energy to Jupiter, which expands anything it touches and also can bring you lucky breaks. Jupiter conjunct Uranus are lucky breaks. So lucky breaks in his career in a lot of respects. And also things happening really, really fast. So it makes sense that he's a Capricorn. That Capricorn energy, by the way, again, it's conjunct the North Node. So when your Sun is conjunct your node and also Mercury's there, there's like this very strong sense of direction. And it's about really, allowing your sun to shine. When Sun is conjunct the North Node, you want to really embody those aspects of the Sun in Capricorn, which he certainly does. I would do a little bit of searching to see his the videos he's done, the speeches he's given for graduation. He's an amazing speaker and has so much wisdom to impart. This is a man who absolutely takes responsibility and is using his voice to empower other people. He is extraordinary. Additionally, he has his moon in Aquarius, and that moon makes such a beautiful trine with this Libra rising. There's a nice flow of energy between his emotional self, his secret self, his moon, and how he presents himself, the mask that he wears, or masks, really, because he's an actor. There's a wonderful trine there as well. What's interesting, too, is that Neptune is the first planet in his chart. So that means that the first energy that he encountered in this world was Neptunian, which means that it was fuzzy or obfuscated. There may have been some confusion. Or on a positive side, it could have been a matter of he was confronted with spiritual energy or dreamy energy or artistic energy. But typically, when Neptune is the first planet in your chart, first thing you're confronted with is, fuzziness or things that are unclear. And then you can utilize that Neptune energy to spiritualize yourself or really use it toward art, creativity, stuff like that. I really like his energy too. Yeah, I think he's great. Oh, he's so wise. If you watch these commencement videos, I'm telling you, and that actually is something that we all should do, is just watch these speeches. These graduates, you're getting them. Now that everything's on YouTube, we should totally check it out, but definitely check out Denzel's. He's really, really great. What is interesting is that he does have Chiron, which is about woundedness, opposing his Jupiter and his Uranus. So there is this push and pull, and there's that sort of like activation there in which there is a certain level of pain, perhaps, in the fourth house, which pertains to home, family, mother. Now, remember, he is a Capricorn, so his domain is really the 10th house, which is about status and honors and advancement and climbing up the ladder, being the best, being number one. So in a lot of respects, that's an energy that it can really, really pull from, that Chiron, but it sort of exasperates it. I do think that sometimes when you have a problem in one area of your life, you are really able to excel in the other area of your life, right? And that might be really the case with him. So it's interesting. Yeah. Other stuff that's interesting here. Well, let's see here. What else is cool? Oh, yeah. Look, Saturn is making an exact trine to his Mars. So again, Mars is about action and Saturn is about discipline, and he's able to really flow it. He really knows, how to succeed. It's a beautiful chart, especially with that Libra rising, just balancing everything. Yeah, I really like his chart. He's really great. So I hope you guys, Jamie especially, since you were the one who requested this, I hope you enjoyed this little look at Denzel and what's the other guy's name? Denzel and Denver. Denzel and Denver. And thank you guys for watching this and joining me today. I do appreciate it. Be sure to check and find out what's going on in your chart. And if you need somebody to look at your chart, well, call on me. Call on me. I can run your chart. We'll find out what transits are going on. And we'll also run your tarot cards and find out what is up. just check out my website, psychicsun.com, and we'll hook you up with a reading. That is in the description below. So yeah, I hope you guys have a really wonderful weekend. Enjoy your Sagittarius moon, especially today. And I will see you Monday for a live stream. I'm going to be doing my live streams Monday and Friday, I believe. So I'll see you Monday for the live stream. And again, Monday night, if you're interested in, where is it? Yeah. If you're interested in learning how to make a new moon wish list, that is on Monday as well, Monday at 9 p.m. Eastern. And the link to that is in the description. Oh, and also, don't forget to check out your horoscope. That is also in the description below. New tarot classes, yes. Yes. They are coming. They are coming. We've had these retrogrades. I've wanted to sort of like delay. And I also, it's a lot of, there's a lot going on. So, yes, we will have Tarot 2, and we also will have Tarot 1 for those people who weren't able to take Tarot 1 the first time around. Jamie, for Tarot 2, what I'm probably going to do is keep it on Mondays, just because that time schedule seemed to work for a lot of people. So there'll be a certain level of continuity. So it is going to happen. It will be in February, most likely. I won't delay it until March. So keep that in mind. But yeah, have a wonderful weekend, everybody. Thanks so much for joining me. And I will see you soon. Bye-bye.